In this video, we are going to grab some asteroid meshes and materials and textures from our space shooter tutorial in Unity and use those kind of as the basis for the outside of our levels. And then we're actually going to take those models, bring them into Unreal Engine, and set them up and use them in there. So let's get started. I went ahead and actually thought ahead this time and started our space shooter tutorial project. So let's grab our models. We have 3 models that we're going to steal: Prop Asteroid 1, 2, and 3. And the nice thing about that is, well, let's see. We want them with the, yeah, we'll leave them with the material. So we're going to go and export these out. We'll export them out with all their stuff set up properly. And we'll export them out to the desktop, which kind of disappeared on me. I guess that was it. No, wait, that's temporary. Where'd my desktop go? Okay, how did I lose my desktop? There we go. Wow, that was kind of funny. What is this? Rocks. Okay, that was extremely silly, but we're actually going to keep this open. I'm just going to put it to the side because we are going to need that later. So we're in here, assets, import package, and we're going to import our rocks. It's going to pull them in, and we should have rocks. We're just going to have rocks to play with, and we're just going to decorate our scene with them really quickly. So, what were they? Were they models? Prop asteroid. Here we go. So, like for example, we can drag. Oh, we gotta zoom way in. Okay. So there's our asteroid 1, for example. Let's scale this up a bit. Yeah, like that. And do we have this? We need this on our Z. Okay, Z of 0. I was making sure it was under our player. So we have asteroid 1, we have asteroid 2, and then we have asteroid 3. And they look pretty good in here, to be honest. And all we're going to do is decorate. So let's see. Move him over here. Rotate him over here. Whoops. Can I not rotate like that? Thank you. Oh, still. There we go. Had to rotate on because I'm a silly person. Okay. Move him over here. Make him a little bigger. I like him. Rotate like that. There we go. And we kind of just want to build a level out of this. So, what? Control D for duplicate. There we go. Rotate him around like that. And then put it right like there. And then duplicate him. Move a duplicate up like that. Rotate him maybe like that. There we go. And then we're just going to build a level around here. So I'm going to speed level these models around so we don't waste any extra time right now. Okay, and we're back from building. Hopefully, with enough time, you'd actually have something that looks decent. But for now, I mean, this is better than nothing. It's what we need, and it's what works. I also noticed we have a weird bug with our progress bar, and that's because we're not anchored to the bottom left. So we probably want to go ahead and set that up. So we want to anchor it to the bottom left and move it and like that. And that way we make sure when we resize, whoops, it's going to stay in the bottom left. And we can change the size if we want. But for the most part, it's a test. We're just going to run it at a certain size. Not really an issue. If we were to run our game, we're going to have a little bit better looking game now, and our player can go around. You'll run into a small problem. It kind of isn't colliding with anything. That's because we never set up any real collision properly. So let's go ahead and do that. So let's grab all of our prop asteroids. You'll notice we have mesh filters, mesh renderers, but no collision. So let's grab all of them, and uh, we're going to just simply add a mesh collider on them. So that way it will be collidable. And then there we go. So now you can see we can't go past any of our meshes. We are set to, whoops, and there we go. I don't know what happened to my fuel gauge. I think I broke my fuel gauge too here, apparently at some point. I'll have to look into that. But now we can't get around. That's what kind of matters. Oh, wait. This one, I never set up Unity to uh, stop moving when you run out of fuel. So we kind of probably need to put that into place. Oh, see what happens when you're jumping back and forth. Let's quickly fix our props, our asteroids, and then we will go ahead and move over to the other thing. So let's do a script, create C# script, and we'll call this one rocks. And we're going to add the rocks. Can I add it, please? Come on. To my asteroid 1, rocks to asteroid 2, and rocks to asteroid 3. And then grab asteroid 1 as a prefab. No, I probably should have named it to something better. Like that. And then asteroid 3 has the, where'd it go? Oh, 2 has the rocks. There we go. Drags down as a prefab. Asteroid 2. Probably should have done all this in the first place, but of course, who was thinking about it? Here we go. And this one's rocks 3. There we go. And those all have the scripts on them, which is kind of what I cared about. And then these ones should all have the scripts as well, but we'll move those over right now. Rocks. Yeah, not really worried about it. Okay. And then prefab, prefab, prefab. So we could, if we were going to remake it, that's the way it should have been done. I also should get rid of the duplicate components. So thinking about doing things backwards, of course, is not the best way. There we go. Okay. So we are good. We've got rocks now with the script. All we're going to do with the script is steal from our platform. So where's our platform at? Scripts. Here, scripts. Uh-oh. Oh, it's because I opened up the wrong program. Wrong Unity. There we go. It helps if you open up the right one. Here we go. So we want this one. We want a collision, and we're just going to simply find, there we go, rocks, and we're going to paste this in here. So whenever something collides, we are simply going to destroy whatever collided with us. And then call the game over. And that should be it. And then so public game manager. See, now we could... I'm going to, rather than make a reference, I'm just going to, let's see, try to make it work. Because I mean, if you do a get component, oops, game object dot find and then you look for game manager dot game manager dot get component game manager dot game over lose. There we go. That itself probably isn't not going to be that performant of an issue because it's only going to happen once. So I think we'll be okay with that. That rather than setting up a public variable, we're just going to go ahead and grab the game manager, grab his game manager script, and then tell him he lost. And if we did it right, we should have everything working there. Okay. So if we did this, when we collide with a rock, there we go. It dies. It should call the game over script, is what it should have done. And it should have done lose. So did it? Why did that not? Let's see. The ship, the platform. Where was that at? That was on the rock, right? So game over lose should have worked. Oh, because again, start coroutine. I swear every single time I use a friggin' coroutine, it bites me in the rear like that. Like, obviously you've seen it happen every time today. So, yep. Okay. There we go. You've exploderated. It should restart. Okay, cool. Now every single rock should be an actual issue and should be a problem. So let's fix the fact that we can't run out of fuel and die. So where was that at? Does anyone remember? Probably player. So thrust. So we need to check and we need to see if fuel is greater than 0. Then we do this stuff. So after the access check, we need to actually check for fuel. There we go. And whoops. And then we'll do the same thing with here, right? If fuel is greater than 0.0f. Okay. Can this editor stop being a giant pain in my butt? Thruster is plain. Okay, so here's all of these things. Grab them in there. Like that. Change this back to 0.0. I personally prefer that method, making sure you are telling it is a float and it's 0.0 value. Okay, and we will run this, and I think we'll run out of fuel this time, if we did it right. Oop, without dying. Now I actually have the top as an enemy, so I can make sure I don't hit it. Oh, oh no, oh no, oh no, oh, crash. There we go. Now we have a permanent real death condition. We can't get out. We have a win condition. That's one of the things we're aiming for. Now we have decorated our basic level. I'm definitely going to keep... I can't keep this one short because we got to... Yeah, never mind. I just remembered we're going to have a long time moving this stuff over to Unreal. So let's do that. We have our basics. We have our basic level designed. We're going to do a power up and a second level up and some other stuff in the next video. But for now, let's switch over to Unreal and do this in Unreal. If I can find, where did Unreal go? There it is. Nope. Wait. Nope. There it is. Okay. So the first thing we need to address is we need those models. Now I'm going to actually use those models that we have from, let's see, new folder, models, meshes, we'll call it models. I'm actually going to use those models that we got from Unity. So here is Unity. Here is the Lunar Lander project, and here are the models. So I'm going to go ahead and show an Explorer, and you will find that they are just FBX files. Unity is nice because of the fact that it basically stores the source materials inside of your folder, and then it just uses external files to keep your individual changes and savings. So the nice thing about that is we can actually grab all these things and put them into another program, and it makes editing in an external like Maya or another digital content creation program really simple because you just edit the source file, and when it's done, Unity will see the changes and make them work. Unreal can do the same thing, it's just a little bit more work. So let's grab our FBX files from here, and we are going to, I'm going to pull them over here so they're on another screen, and we'll pull up Unity, Unreal, and we'll just drag them and drop them in here. And we'll go ahead and auto-generate collisions on, so we won't have to worry about our collision stuff. And we'll just let it work. We'll just let it pull straight in. We'll import them all, and we should end up with 3 models. And no smoothing groups is an issue. But there we go. Now we have 3 models. They're generic and white because we haven't imported the materials in with them. But that's the next step. So I'm going to go back out of here. I'm going to grab the textures. I'm going to find my asteroid materials. And we're going to run into our first issue and difference. So I'm going to grab these, and I'm going to pull them over here. And we're going to run into our problem. Unknown extension TIFF. Unreal Engine doesn't know what a TIFF file is, and TIFF is what these files are in. So, not going to work. We need to convert them over. So I need to figure out where I saved them at. Wow, I think I deleted them. Huh. What doesn't help? Wait, where did I put them at? Wow, I literally can't remember anything I'm doing half the time apparently. Okay. Anyways, not a big deal. I'm going to quickly convert these. So the nice thing is it's super simple. Oh, there we go. Wait, right there. There they are. Where did I save these at? Unavailable. I did remove them. Ha, okay. So the nice thing is, again, these are really simple. They are just TIFF files. You can easily open them up inside of something like Paint or Photoshop or whatever you want and save them out. So I'm just going to go ahead and pull them into Paint. Can I have my files? There we go. And what did I pull in? Okay, so asteroid 1. And then we just save them out. So we're going to save them in our temp directory. So where'd our temp directory go? Save them as PNG files. We don't care about losing it. So that's that one. Can I have my normal? There we go. There's our normal. We'll save it out as a PNG file. We'll grab this one and save it out. File as. Okay, apparently I am unable to push keys today. There we go. Saves it out. Grab the normal TIFF, drag it over, drop it onto Paint, save it. Obviously, if you had a batch program or you had something much more efficient than copy paste, basically, it would be better. But it works. And you'll notice that now one thing someone will probably bring up, I'm sure, is the legality of this. Since I'm using the learn stuff from Unity, this stuff is not transferable. This is not stuff that you can put in a finished product. This is just for example purposes. I'm showing you how to import stuff from an external program that you may have created into Unreal Engine, and that's the point of this. That is literally all the point of this. And it's also nice that you have stuff that's inside of Unity that you could share back and forth, because maybe you're doing 2 different tests and you want to keep the same resources between the 2 of them. So now that I have my images, we'll drop them into here. And it's going to import, and there we go. And it imports them as a normal map because it's a normal map for those images. And these other ones are just flat, diffuse textures. Let's take our materials. One thing I'm going to do is I'm going to nuke my materials for these other ones and keep my first one. Yeah, you know what? I'm just going to nuke them all. Make it easier. Now, there's a couple different ways we could do this. We could set up a material instance for each one of these, and that would let me just simply change out a few parameters. Or we could set up 3 different materials. I'm thinking a material instance would make this go quicker. So let's try this. So we're going to call this Matte Rock Master. That's what we're going to do. And all we're going to do on here, instead of doing colors, we're going to do textures. And we have 2 of them. We have a base and we have a normal. And our base is going to be, now we're going to convert this to a parameter like this. And then we go in here, and this one's going to be called our base. And this one's going to be called our normal. And let's, whoops, I know I have errors. I need to put in a default. So let's put in a default base and a normal in here. And we'll go and save this out and apply it. And this is our default rock master. Now, if we apply this to our asteroid prop right here, we're going to get the proper looking material. It is dark. It is lighter because we don't have some of the we don't have certain things applied to it. We're not matching exactly what Unity's doing. And for this, it's fine. I'll darken up in a second. That is something to keep in mind. Something engineered or designed in one program may look different in the other. So that's one issue you're going to have, and it's one reason to stick to one particular engine over the lifetime of your project so you don't have issues like this. Now what we can do is we can now do a material instance. So this will be the material, and this will be asteroid 1. And then we'll duplicate this twice. Whoops. And again, now we have material asteroid 1, material asteroid 2, and material asteroid 3. Let's refresh this. And we can now easily go in here, and these are adjustable. So prop asteroid 1 is going to have the material asteroid 1. So we should see no change there. Prop asteroid 2 is going to have the material asteroid 2. It should not look correctly, and that's fine. We're just assigning the materials right now. And asteroid 3 is going to have, okay, you're annoying. I don't like you. Oh, I hit the wrong button instead of exit. Is going to have the asteroid 3. And it, again, should look wrong, but not a problem. Now, if we open up our individual instances, we can adjust these bases. So this one will be 2, and this one will be 2. And that should save out properly. So asteroid 2 should be fine. And if we go to asteroid 3, change its base and its normal. Let's see, 3 diffuse and 3 normal. Save it out. And now our asteroids 2 and 3 should look the same. Oh, not the same, but should look proper by using a material instance, which is basically a master material or shader in Unity, and then some variations where we just swapped out the actual textures. This is one advantage to the material editor system on the Unreal Engine, is really quick to make changes, especially in groups, and I'll show that here. So now we have our, let's save everything, because that's annoying me. We have our material master, and I don't like the fact that it's too dark. So for example, I can multiply this and by another color. So I'm going to put a 3 here. And this will now basically be black, which is not what we want, obviously. But if I go in here and just change this to like a gray, now we get a darker color out of this. And if we were to go in here and apply that to the master material, every other child now has it affected. So our children are now darker. And you can go in and you could edit that. And you could even make things like this on a material basis. So let's make it a little darker like that. And there we go. And now, oops, all of my children are now darker once it recompiles. There we go. And all we did is have to change the 1, and now they came out a little bit better looking. And we can adjust things, and you'll see that in a second when I make some changes here for a blueprint where that comes in handy. So let's find our level. So where is our level? Here's our game level, and let's zoom out. And now we get to make our level. So one thing I like about Unreal Engine is the blueprint system, and it's got construction scripts, and it allows us to do some basic stuff inside of the editor. Unity allows the same thing by doing editor scripting, but with material instancing and changes and stuff like that, it makes things really simple, because rather than having different prefabs, we could actually just have one blueprint that changes based on what we wanted. I want to do that right now. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a simple blueprint for a rock and take advantage of that system. And this is just simply going to have a static mesh in here. So this is our rock, is what we're going to have in here. And inside of our construction script, we are going to set the static mesh. I called it static mesh, and we're going to set the static mesh. Okay, you know what? That's probably here. Let's call it this mesh. I'll make it easier. So this mesh, we're going to set the static mesh part of it, or basically whatever mesh is assigned to it, to a different mesh. And that mesh is going to be based on what we choose inside of a dropdown. And I can make it a dropdown by making it an enumeration. So we're going to do, again, a little bit of stuff, but this is stuff that's fun. So enum rock type. And this is just really, really silly, but we're just going to name this 1, 2, and 3, like that. And then we're going to add a new variable in here called which rock. We set it to the enum rock type, and we make it editable. So now, if we have this rock out here, for example, it's going to have a variable called which rock, like that. And then we can go in here, and we can go based on which rock. We are going to switch. Not switch. Select. I always get those messed up. Select a different rock type and feed that into here, like this. So we go like this, like this, go like this. And then we feed in our rock 1, rock 2, rock 3, and then we save it. And then by default, we should probably set this to 1. There we go. So we should be good. There we go. Now on construction, or whenever we drop something into the scene, it's going to go ahead and it's going to default to 1. But all I have to do is change, and you can see I can change the rock. So I could go ahead and lay out my level and then change my rocks based on either a random number or whatever chosen number I want. So that way I have, instead of 3 different prefabs like I'd have inside of Unity, I just have one. I just have a rock, and then that rock can be of any different design. Because collisions are part of the mesh itself, if I go to collisions, which is actually, this is one of those issues, we haven't created the collision yet, but the collisions are, well, actually we did. Oh, they weren't there last time. But because collisions are part of the mesh themselves, when I change out the mesh, it changes out the collision as well. So I don't have to worry about changing the collider that's assigned to the mesh if I swap things in and out. So let's just go ahead and get this done. So let me tag this right here. Let's switch this over to the camera actor view and pilot it. Bloop, and there we go. Now I'm looking through the camera at exactly what we would see if we were playing. So I can go ahead and easily just set up some levels and stuff like that. So that's going to be my goal here. Let's make these bigger. Let's just go really silly. Oop, and make stuff really basic and big. And another nice thing is you can hold down the Alt key to duplicate. So you can see me doing that here. I'm going to unpilot that because that's making it more difficult than I wanted to. Where's my camera? Where did my camera go? That's my camera. Why is my camera? Oh, eject. There we go. Pin my camera. Oh crap. I piloted the camera. Oops. That's not good. Oh crap. Well, someone moved the camera and wasn't paying attention. I'm not going to say who that was, but it's most definitely me. And I don't even remember where my level was at. There we go. So negative 100 maybe? No, negative 2. Whoops. And I just deleted my camera. Son of a gun. Okay. Apparently the backspace key is delete. Okay, we're going to go with that. I think that's good enough. Whatever. Can I have my camera back? It's definitely a little bit harder by default. I mean, technically I have, where's it at? There's a 4 layout. I mean, technically I could do a different layout setup and try to do that, but I don't think it'll be as easy. Maybe. I don't know. I don't. And then what? Pilot the camera on the bottom, maybe? Let's see. Yeah. I was just thinking of an easy way to do this, but it's not quite as easy as one would think. Yeah, I don't want to pilot. I just wanted to view. Yeah, let's switch it back. Screw it. Oh, wait. There we go. There we go. Okay. So that might be a little easier to edit, maybe? Oh, well, I don't know. Let's get back to lit. Oh, let's go back to unlit. There we go. Oh, well, it looks weird, as you can see. I don't think the camera's in the right spot. I think I completely screwed it up. There we go. Let's change this over to the longer one and rotate it like that. But you could do something like this. Oops, I forgot to duplicate before I did that. Darn it. Well, not a big deal. Maybe we'll just duplicate that one over. Go. Okay, and then duplicate this, rotate this, move it over like that. Okay, there is our simple level. I'm not happy with what's over here for some reason. Let's, I guess maybe move him over more. Move him over more. And then I can move these guys over. Can I select? Thank you. I guess that'll work. And then duplicate a rock over here. Switch this over to like what rock we want to switch it over to? Rock 1 maybe? Yeah. Give it like a little like that. That'll work. That looks kind of cool. See it set up like that. Yep. Okay. So there's our basic map. Okay. Let's go ahead and eject out of there. And let's switch back to our single pane view. There we go. Obviously, I have completely screwed something up. Camera. Did I add another camera in here on accident? Yep, I think I duplicated the camera is what happened. I bet you that's exactly what happened. There we go. I bet you that's better. Okay, that's probably good for now. So if you notice, we can't see anything. That's because none of our rocks are set to emissive. So we kind of need to fix that. So we should be able to go to our master, and we should be able to set this up as emissive. And let's see what happens inside of our scene now. There we go. So now we have emissive rocks. There we go. So now we have an actual level, and we are, whoop, and we crashed, of course. Okay, and I want to change this to editor window. There we go. So there we go. So here's is what it looks like now that we have a level set up. And we brought in our rocks from the other one. And we do have the issue where we should be able to go through everything. Yeah, so we should be able to go through everything because we don't actually have collision set up properly on our rocks. So if we were to look at our rocks, and we don't have them set for hit as far as I know. So where is my rocks? Blueprint. Where's my blueprint? I lost my blueprint. How did I lose my blueprint? There we go. Oops. We'll close that for now. So this mesh is definitely not set up for collision. I want to say that's what it is, but I don't think it is. Nope, that wasn't it. So my second thought is, and I'm pretty sure I know exactly what it is. I don't think I have my rocks at the right depth. Since I'm faking 3D, yep, I have everything completely in the wrong spot. So we'll grab our rocks, and we move them back to, well, it was 0, right? There we go. So now our rocks should, there we go. Now they collide. That's what we were aiming for. Much better. Okay, good. Okay, we will grab our blueprint. The nice thing is it's already set up. We'll go ahead and do the mesh. We'll do on component hit, and then we will just simply, let's see, other actor, implements interface. If the player hits us, we're going to end this. And the nice thing is we've already done something for this. So we're going to go ahead and grab our platform. And let's see, platform on component hit, and we're just going to steal this code. We don't need to care about the velocity. We just need to care about, oh, that's an extra thing we don't need. This right here, is it him? We're going to destroy it and call game over. So rock does implement interface. There we go. Should be able to destroy it and call game over. Let's find out. And in theory, it should play the sound too. I'm going to go back to my sound setup here. Let's see. Make sure when they die. Okay, so we are obviously not colliding. So let's see. On component hit this mesh. If it's the player. Oh. So it would help if I plug that in right there. Destroy the actor. Well, that was the first idea. Okay, so why are we not hitting? Let's find out. See if that triggers. Okay, that's not triggering. So this mesh is not getting a trigger. Probably because, again, we did this before. Duh, simulation generates hits. We ran into that issue before. We'll go and play that. And there we go. So now we got hits. And it's hitting against the player. So we need to figure out what are we hitting against. We think it's that rock right there we're hitting? Find out. There we go. So we were just too close to that rock below us. So we can, of course, edit that as need be. Let's find our player. We're going to go ahead and look at that. We're going to shut off snapping and just move it down like that and then hit play. Okay. So I wish it would stop doing that. Move it up just a little bit. Move it like that. There we go. So now we have that and we can land and we can crash and we have our rocks set up. So those are rocks imported into Unreal Engine. We use the material system and for shader setup, and then we use the generic blueprint to make it kind of like dynamic. And like I was mentioning about dynamic, so yeah, now we could go in here. We could say, hey, this one should be 2. This one should be 1. Okay, let's just move that one over a little bit like that. That can move over a little bit like that. We can rotate that one kind of like that. And we can set up our level in a little bit more editor-friendly way than just adjust some stuff.